Hello everyone. Every piece of advice or instruction I'm going to share in this video has been verified by the mechanics working at the shop where I am right now, so relax. We're going to fix this issue. When the message "Push Button Start Malfunction" appears on your Mazda CX-30, the first reaction is usually panic and a bunch of scary thoughts. But take a breath. This warning does not automatically mean the button is broken or that the starting system is dead. In most cases, the car is simply saying, something doesn't feel right for me to start normally. And when Mazda complains about that, the problem almost always starts with the most basic thing of all, the 12-volt battery. Yes, the regular battery, not the key fob or some weird module. Here at the shop, we see the same story over and over again. The battery is weak, the voltage drops during startup, and the ignition system says, "I don't trust this." So it throws the warning. There are even cases where the lights, radio, and screen all turn on, but the car still complains. Because to start properly, it needs stable voltage, not kind of okay voltage. What's interesting is that sometimes the battery looks fine. The car starts one day, the next day it doesn't, and the message pops up like it has a mind of its own. That's when many mechanics explain that an aging battery can fail only at the moment of cranking, and that alone is enough to confuse the system. That's why so many people fix the problem simply by fully charging the battery or replacing it, without touching anything else. Now, let's say the battery is new or freshly charged and the message is still there. Then the issue is often that the system itself is still confused. When a battery completely discharges, the module that controls the starting system can get disoriented. In several cases we've seen at the shop, after replacing the battery, the message didn't go away until the car received a deeper reset or a reprogramming at the dealership. Nothing was actually broken. The system just hadn't returned to normal yet. Following the logical path, the next thing to check is the key fob and key detection. If the car doesn't properly sense the key, the button won't respond the way it should. Interference, electronic devices nearby, or even a low key fob battery can trigger the message. That's why Mazda includes an emergency start mode, where you hold the key close to the button and press it, and many times the car starts without any issues. If the message still keeps showing up, the mechanics here start pointing to something most people don't check right away: fuses and connections. There have been real cases where the problem was a fuse that wasn't seated correctly or a loose connection in the body control module. Nothing broken, nothing expensive, just a contact that wasn't doing its job properly. A small detail, but enough for the starting system to say, "I don't like this." And of course, if the battery, key, fuses, and connections all check out, then we move into more serious territory: the control module itself. This isn't common, but it can happen, especially if the car experienced a strong voltage drop, moisture, or previous electrical work. In those cases, the dealership usually performs a deeper diagnosis, and many times a reprogramming fixes the problem without replacing any parts.